Hello, and welcome. So, I got on the wrong tram, so I apologize for that. That said, hopefully everything will run fine today. I tested it again last night. I made sure, I double-checked, I did everything I possibly could, and everything works, so hopefully it stays and works. So right now I'm basically just waiting for the tram to get here. No, this is the Commons, I think. The Expo Hall's the next one. Yes, the Expo Hall's the next stop. So what's going to happen is I'm actually going to go through all the Anvil stuff, which was yesterday.
Doors are now closing.
Because obviously I couldn't do any of it yesterday due to technical difficulties, and then we will go on to the manufacturer of the day, which is Roberts Space Industries. Oh dear, I would actually show the usual Jax McCleary video, but unfortunately, there's no Jax McCleary video today. Usually we get a daily one, but no daily one.
Whether it's innovative specialty craft, reliable workhorses, or tried-and-true defenders, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is where spaceships...
The theme of this year's Expo is Dare to Fly, which celebrates the courage of pilots everywhere who boldly take flight to discover new thrills, to seek adventure, and to push boundaries farther than ever imagined. With the right ship and the right frame of mind, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. So, I'm not actually sure... Oh, this is going to tell me. The Zenith Hall. We need to go to the Zenith Hall. That's helpful. Signs are helpful. This nice. This nice little hologram thing. I don't actually know what's what with them, but hey. that's people. I guess, I don't know. I don't actually know what those holograms are. What do we got here?
We all wonder, what's out there?
What's it?
But for me, it was more than that.
Star Citizen has to be dangerous showing stuff like this.
I set out to find my path.
Might have to commit to something. I mean, I suppose we do have caves now. I don't believe they're like massive fissures like that, but to the best of my knowledge, cave systems aren't really all that. I've never been out to one of the cave systems, so. But if you go to the very end of the prison cave, it's actually like that. It's got little bioluminescent mushrooms and plants and things.
Through all my travels.
Which is kind of funny because to go there, you've got to go through this dirty, smoggy shithole. Refill your oxygen about 20 times. So this was yesterday's sample.
Hypertech protection services
This is the Anvil hull.
comes to see. If you see anything of concern, please alert the member of staff as soon as possible. Thank you.
With the the most popular Anvil ship, I suppose, front row center. That a big old gorgeous Anvil carrack. Which is an exploration ship, I think. Can I actually?
Did you discover the craft of your dreams at this year's IAE?
No.
Why not experience it firsthand with the test club? Many of the vehicles on display.
The Anvil
at this
carrack,
IAE
I think the
are
exploration edition or something comes with one of these. This is a Pisces. I can't really tell because my thing's off. So this is just a little exploration craft. Just has a little bit of space in the back, a couple of jump seats. Now a lot of these ships are going to be dark on the inside because I don't think that you can actually power a lot of them up and turn the lights on. I'll try.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
That's power on. Whether it turn the lights on or not, yeah, nah. So, unfortunately, a lot of these ships on the inside will be a bit dark. There's not a lot I can do about that, so I'm sorry. The lasers and missiles.
anyways, appropriate receptacles. Thanks.
I didn't actually look at what was downstairs. Usually they just have like coming soon vehicles downstairs, or they might actually have the ballistas downstairs. Yes. So they have these bad boys downstairs, which are pretty cool. I don't want to rent one. So this is just just basically an anti-aircraft truck, is what this thing is. So obviously, bloke sits in the back seat here, driver. So they're very straightforward. And little deployment stilts. So show me what's down here. Yes. No. Gee, thanks for that. Read that one. The only thing that's good on that is the "you are here." I think through here they will probably have maybe just holograms of stuff that's coming. No, we're not even going to get a hologram or something. Liberate. Oh, there we go. So the Liberator's another ship that's coming soon. Obviously that's remarkably scaled down. Because it's actually like a vehicle carrier. Vehicle and ship carrier, I should say. I think over here should just be another ballista model. Defense system, Spartan. Oh, that must be the one that they actually advertised at the start. that I can see anything, but hey. Yeah, it is. So this is just the troop carrier. Little storage shelf. Driver's seat. Gun racks. I'm actually surprised there's not more in here. Guess if you're in the back here, that's it. You've got your weapon and your armor and everything else. Diff shit. Oh well. Yeah, it's usually like weapon racks at the very least in the back. I won't check out the carrot just yet.
Whether it's stepping into an unknown
Check out this little thing.
coasting the well-traveled routes of the home sector, how you get there is how
This is the Arrow. Unmatched design, blazing top speed, and ultra response maneuverability make the Arrow the most agile scrapper in its class. With a robust weapons package that provides firepower to spare, it is truly the classic light fighter, updated for the next generation of combats. So obviously the wings fold down. I imagine they fold down when you pull the gear up. That's usually what happens with most of these ships. Obviously the tail fins, the tail horizontal stabilizers fold down as well. All the little maneuvering thrusters. Nice squeezy cockpit. Just how they're supposed to be. Just like sitting in a bathtub. Alright, so let's go and check out the big boy. What we got here?
As the war against the Vandal continues, many pilots find themselves seeking a way to protect their home and loved ones during these uncertain times. Anvil Aerospace has been a strong ally in this endeavor, creating civilian versions of their popular military craft, like the Hornet F7c, to protect you and the ones you care about.
And the ones you care about. Alright, so let's have a look at the big boy. I'll read this if I can get that light off it. Adventure calls and Anvil Aerospace answers with the Carrack. Yeah, so far it is working. And yes, your Carrack. Built to endure extreme conditions in both space and atmosphere, this self-sustaining explorer has more than earned its long-standing status as the go-to pathfinder for both military and civilian service. So the Carrack is an absolutely gorgeous ship, by every standards. Obviously we have a little vehicle bay, which Anvil don't actually have their own rover, so you got to kind of use the RSI rover. And it's got this little I don't even know what you want to call it, a parking wall. Which you can up and down. What do we got here? Service access. So a lot of the ships have these little service access areas, which are claustrophobic as fuck, so I'm very sorry if you're watching and you are claustrophobic. Which basically allow you to access every single part of the ship. Now obviously this is open door, but so what this is, outside how I said the little Pisces, this is basically the door where the Pisces, or the bay where the Pisces sits. So the top opens up and the Pisces just sits inside. And you can zip in and out. Cha-cha! So yeah, this is this is a squeezy little place to fit that little ship, but what do you do? I think these ones actually, where do these go? Ah, these go to the turrets. So these go to the turrets that are on the engines. On the main thrusters. So you sit in these and it's just one of the little ball things from Star Wars, basically. Little ball turrets from Star Wars. Engineering. So this is where the engineering place is. How much of this will all be usable in the future, I don't know. But a lot of this is also for chopping and changing. So that's open, obviously, so I don't actually know. Oh, quantum jump drive, that's what that is. So in the future, I'm not actually sure how you change parts at the moment, but in future, well, actually I do know how you do it, unless they've changed it on me in the last patch. You basically do it all via an interface. In the future, you'll actually have to come onto your ship and swap the parts out manually. So all these doors here, power plant, shield generator 2, radar, it's a good radar, life support, good life support, and that's probably shield generator 1. Yep. So I imagine that, like, in the future, you'll be able to sabotage ships if you manage to sneak onto them and, you know, pull out something, and yeah. It adds a lot of creativity to what you can and can't do. Fuel tank, which you can't get into. Yeah, and engineering, there are like actual ship engineers who can come in, monitor stuff, change power levels and settings and stuff. I don't actually know where the engineering station is in this. Here? I think, yeah, this is probably the engineering station, it's just not implemented yet. That's portside turret. Alrighty. So, we'll go up to the cartography deck. Oh, right. Wrong door. So this map is dynamic. It doesn't work at the moment, obviously. It's interactable, but yeah, you can't do anything with it. I presume that just shows Stanton at the moment, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, the current system is called Stanton. So I presume that this map will just be entirely interactive via that terminal, wherever it is. And then you'll have yourself and a whole bunch of your mates just standing around here watching the balls. Let's come back out here. Escape pods, which can't be used yet. I think these are more escape pods, actually. Airlocks. So that leads straight outside, out to the top deck. Ah. Obviously a window, so you can see what the hell's going on. I'm not sure what that is, because that's another interactive screen, so... So that's the cartography deck in all its glory. Not very glorious, I know, but... it's very simple. So I'll go down to the Habitation Deck. And the reason that glass is actually frosted, there is a reason that glass is frosted, and that is because it is the first true medical area. Well, except the medical doors don't work. This is obviously supposed to be a decontamination chamber, which, you know, doesn't quite work the way it's supposed to yet, but that's okay. So, obviously all these are frosted glass. A couple of medical beds, which they actually do work. To a certain degree, anyway. So these medical beds are actually can be set as spawn points now. I think they can always be set as spawn points, but you know, medical beds now actually have a thing, seeing as how they've introduced basic medical stuff. So oxygen, bits and bobs. Now, I'm not too sure how well all these bits and bobs are going to go. Like, obviously you see syringes, we got gloves, needles, I don't know what half of that stuff is. Relief. And it's like morphine or something. what's that? Gauze. So I don't know how much half of this will actually be good for in the future, because I don't actually know. Like, that's actually interactable, it just doesn't have anything on it yet, so. How much interactivity, I suppose, some of this stuff will have is yet to be seen. Little plants, beakers, all little tubes, whole lot of oxygen, and just more medical knickknacks. And another microscope. So yeah, how much any of this is more of a storeroom than anything, but because most of the medical stuff is done by just a little medical gun at the moment, so syringes, gloves and whatnot. I don't know how much any of that will be needed in the future. We'll have to see, because the medical stuff is only like super brand new, so how much good it is yet to be seen. So this is crew Chow Hall. Now these Chow Halls will actually be good for something, because you do actually have to eat and drink now. I expect that at some point through this stream you'll actually see in the corner of my screen probably hydration, maybe food show up, nutrition. So yeah, I will have to get food and drink at some point throughout this stream, I would say. So these mess halls are actually going to be useful for something, because obviously you'd store food and drink on the ship. And ergo, when you go out on a long expedition somewhere in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, the people with you have something to eat. Instead of relying on like snack bars for the whole trip. I was wondering if I'd get any janky stuff. There's the first janky stuff. I'm worried about stepping through that door. Anyway, I'll test my luck. So, pool table. Again, I don't know if that's going to be interactable or not. Bunks and lockers. Lockers. Another dodgy door. Okay, the dodgy door is not so dodgy. So this is obviously shower and shits. Is it a shower and shits, or is it just a shower? They're usually both. So this is just a shower. I've got no reflection. I'm a vampire. I'm not actually sure. All the ships have toilets in them. There used to be a joke about if a ship was worth getting if it only had a toilet on it. So I actually think maybe the toilets are on the other side. Hang on. Behind the dodgy door. There we go. There's the box. Come with complimentary toilet paper. So, because they've actually added like food. What the heck is that? Oh, it's a candle. Okay. So, because I've actually added like food and drink, seeing as how every ship has a toilet now and a shower, it probably wouldn't surprise me if you have to go to the little boys' room every now and then to unload. And is this? Yes, this is captain's quarters. So the captain gets the nice seat. Books and furniture and complimentary cordial. That's a bit of a weird thing to have, but anyway. chests. I don't know if how much of that'll be interactable or if it'll just be there for decoration, but hey. A lot of janky doors. So we got a teddy bear. Because every captain needs a teddy bear on his journeys. More lockers. Toilet and shower. And now onto the bridge. So the bridge is actually 2 stories, or 2 levels. This is all your bog standard stuff. So we've got more components. Data servers. Because apparently data's going to be a commodity in this game at some point in time. Pilot seat, co-pilot seat, co-pilot seat. They obviously swivel around, make you motion sick. And there's a good interface right there. Now, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but this cone at some point in time is supposed to have storm shutters on it. So it's protected from storms. So there's more components there. Yep. Good component. I don't want to rent it. And the upper level. So we have, what do we got here? Gunner seat, that'd be a gunner seat too, I would say. So they're remote guns. They'd be top and bottom guns, I would say. And this is the command station. So you stand here like that guy in Prometheus. The captain in Prometheus, how he stands up while he's commanding the ship. Another hologram viewer. I think that's just a planetary one. Maybe. I can't really tell. Can't tell if that's planet or system. But anyway, you get the point. But yeah, this whole glass canopy is supposed to, whether or not it'll happen or not, at some point have like a storm shutter to protect it from damage. And this door should, if I can get it to open, escape pods just go back into the hangar, and it sort of just curves around the hangar. So here's more engineering spots. A literal engineering bench. Fire extinguisher. I imagine fire extinguishers will play a part in the game at some point in time. Probably a very prominent part. What do we got here? Drone operator. I don't know what sort of range the drones are going to have, and obviously that goes back out to the back out to where we started, more or less, when I crawled out of here. The service ladder. Open sesame. Last but not least, let's drop down to the subdeck. The subdeck used to be really, really fun. Anyway, so we have a docking collar. Actually, those might be where you actually keep like suits. Because in future you won't actually be able to haul stuff like you can now. It's not just going to be like free-for-all inventory. They have started to implement the new inventory system now, but it'll get more and more layered and complex as the game develops. So obviously you want to fill all these up with spacesuits so people can get out, and I think that's just if I can access it, which I can't, it's probably just a weapons lockup. But this is docking collar.
All guests have extra vision. Come to see. If you see anything of concern, please
Or-
alert a
oh.
member of staff as soon as possible.
Docking with other ships, obviously. Or with other ships that at least have docking collars, I should say. The infamous cargo bays, which used to... The elevator used to disappear when you went down. The whole thing used to disappear. So if you went down in there when they first released the Carrack, you couldn't get back out again. Which I quickly stated that it must be a slave ship. You trick people into going down on the cargo bays and then they can never get back out again. Ah, there's people. So those are more weapon cabinets. More either armor or spacesuit. More turrets. Pop yourself in there. Hey, Blue. It's working today. I don't have a scuffed stream. It's working! It's working! So apparently these cargo modules too are modular, so you can yank the cargo modules out and replace them with something else. And now we're back at the ramp. So that concludes our tour of the Carrack. Cha-cha! Now this little thing I absolutely love, if only for the way it looks. So this thing basically collapses out when you pull the gear up. As you can see, so all the wings just sort of fold out. I believe they're tied to the gear. So it fans out. It's a really cool little ship. I don't actually think it's a very good little ship, but it's a very cool little ship. It looks amazing. Struggle to read that. Thanks, NPC. A small light fighter with an emphasis on weaponry, the Hawk boasts an impressive arsenal of lethal and non-lethal weapons, making it a perfect ship for independent bounty hunters or local security looking for a little more punch. I just love the way this ship looks. As far as looks goes, this is probably one of my more favorite ships. It's just a shame you can't see it fold out. I don't even think can I get in? Where's the pilot seat? It just spits the seat out and you just sit on the seat. Slop.
Aerospace. All systems online.
It's a very glassy cockpit, isn't it? At least you can see underneath you. A lot of the cockpits you can't see out underneath you. One of the Drake ships is horrible for it. The pilot seat kind of just sticks you straight up in front of the instruments. So yeah, as I was saying with the Carrack about the cargo bays being modular, those are the cargo bays just underneath there. Those 3 sections. And yeah, supposedly you can actually... I don't know if it's on... because there's 2 different models of the Carrack. But supposedly when ships become... or more ships become modular, on one of the 2 you'll be able to take those pods off, the cargo pods, and replace them with...
Whether it's stepping into an unknown
I don't know what you replace them with.
well-traveled routes in the sector, how you get there.
So this is Anvil's heavy fight, the Hurricane. I think it's a freaking ugly ship, but a lot of people like it. I don't actually think this one folds or anything. I think it is as is. So it's just no point in renting one. Everybody got one, I think. I've heard a lot of people talking about this ship at the moment. How do we get in? With great difficulty. Oh, it spits it out down the bottom too. Oh god, and I was whinging about the other one being tight. Holy shit. Look at that. My pants are clipping through the thing. I mean, these are, you know, big cold weather pants, so they are bulky, but goodness me. So you may wonder also why the Carrack, for example, had all those armor racks. The reason is that while you can jump in a ship wearing any armor at the moment, in future, and this is still up to a little bit of wiggle, you will only be able to pilot a ship with what's called your undersuit on, like, which is basically just a flight suit. So these are all the components.
And deposit any waste in the appropriate receptacles. Thanks.
But there has been a little bit of back and forth over that as to whether it'll just be flight suits or if it'll be like flight suits and some sort of light armor. But I believe it's probably just going to be flight suits. I mean, especially looking at that thing. Given that my cold weather pants clip through stuff,
Whether it's innovative specialty craft,
it's not hard to believe that you would actually...
the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is
It's a nice picture of the planet, isn't it? Hopefully this one's a high quality one. No, this one's a low quality one too. With a high quality, I am here. That one's worse than the last one. So this should be, yes, these are the Hornets. That one's the stealth one, I believe. Yep, Ghost. Through a combination of low emission drives, low draw weapons, and void armor technology capable of diffusing scans, the F7c Ghost is built for the pilot who wants to keep a low profile. The Ghost is capable of slipping past the most ardent of observers to accomplish whatever goal you need to accomplish. Don't worry, we won't ask. So essentially what this is, minus the armor of course, which is something that's just baked into the hull of the ship. they say low draw components and all the rest of it. So basically all the components of this ship can be yanked out and replaced with any of the components in any of these other ships, provided size allows, which, you know, they're all Hornets, so they're all interchangeable. So you can, in theory, make minus the penalty, like the paint penalty that this thing has, or bonus that this has. You can make any of these ships basically as stealthy as this one, just it has a little bit better because it has a bonus to stealth because of its paint. I don't know what this one is. Blue one. I don't recall there ever being a blue one. Tracker. But the tracker had a dome on top of it. If the ghost is made to hide, the tracker is made to seek. The F7c tracker boasts an advanced radar suite, making it ideal for deep space explorers who require depth and accuracy in their scan packages. Local militia and larger merc units will also repurpose trackers to act as mobile CNC ships for their squadrons. So you'll even notice that, like, just the start, like, the guns are different straight away. So this must be the one I couldn't identify when I looked at the map yesterday. Which, you know, simply based on the color, I know was called the A. The F7A. Well, it calls it an F7A. Well, that's just weird, because when I looked at the map, it didn't. The UAE Navy's premier carrier-based fighter craft. The F7A is the frontline attack ship for military combat missions. While not outfitted for long-range runs, the Hornet can take her fair share of hits and dish out a constant powerful response. So I'd like one of these, but I don't even think I can rent these. No, they're not in the game at all yet. Not for us, anyway. I would love one of these.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
Unfortunately, though, that is not going to happen.
All systems offline.
But, you know, I can dream. That's the one I like. That's the Super Hornet. The closest to the military loadout as legally possible for a civilian model, the F7cM Super Hornet reattaches the ball turret and offers near mil-spec parts under the hood, proving the two heads are better than one. Second seat has been added to split the logistics and combat duty, making the Super Hornet a truly terrifying Mark to engage. So I used to own one of these, and I love this ship to death. The extra wiggle room that this thing at the front gives, because obviously it's mounted, it's not hard pointed, which I think this is too. No, well, I wouldn't know. That just looks like it's attached to the gear, really, doesn't it? So basically, as close to military spec as possible means this thing. Because as you can see at the top, that has a turret on the top as well. But yeah, I love this ship. It works well with both 2 people and 1, so I can't complain. And what do we got here? The Amble F7c Hornet. So this is the bog standard variant. This is as, you know, vanilla as these as the Hornets get. And this is a special one. I believe this is one that you'll get to play with when Squadron 42 comes out. It's loud, that noise. Which basically has a larger gun on the top. I'm not actually sure if this has a co-pilot seat or not. Maybe I'm thinking of the Heartseeker. The Heartseeker has 2. Which I'm surprised isn't here. So yeah, those are the military craft. The Hornets, which are always good to look at. But there is one more Hornet that they don't stick in here with the standard bread and butter Hornets. And that should be in this hall. Which is the ship that basically everybody who has played this game for any stretch of time wants. And it's not that Terrapin, which is looking a little worse for wear. Oh, there it goes. It fixed itself. It's all good. And that is this boy. So this is the F8. So I suppose the next generation on the last ones. So this is pretty much the pinnacle of dogfighting in this game. This ship. I mean, the alien vessels do bring up a good fight, but the F8 is most certainly where it's at. It's another ship that you can't rent. So all you can do is sit in the cockpit and drool.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
So yeah, this is, I think just about everybody who plays Star Citizen wants this ship. It's definitely one of the best looking ships in the game. Top turrets. How maneuverable they are, though, I wouldn't be able to tell anyone. I would not have a clue because I've never seen one, I've never been able to fly one. I don't know anything. So we got the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie ups the ante on troop transport, designed to carry up to 20 soldiers as well as vehicles. To the most hostile locations, this conflict-ready mil-spec craft is a formidable force, both offensively and defensively. Built with military and private defense contractors in mind, the Valkyrie is one of the most efficient and effective personnel transports in its class. It is pretty schmick, this thing, I gotta admit. Doesn't have all like the super fancy bells and whistles that some of the alien ships have. Like the alien ships have like shields in front of the deployment, like the personnel deployment areas, which I'll be able to show you and explain a bit more when the alien day comes around. But yeah, so we have a vehicle bay here, obviously. I don't actually know if this can fit a tank, because tanks are astonishingly large in this game. I think it can only carry like jeeps, but I could be wrong. Little side door with a an autocannon, although there's supposed to be person-controlled autocannon. I thought they fixed that so those actually worked, but obviously not. So obviously these doors just open up and that folds out across and go crazy. Locked bulkheads. Seats. Gunner seat. More people seats. So 2 lots of people seats. Both of these doors are locked bulkheads. So if somebody does get in, they don't rip your people apart. That's the theory anyway, they don't work that way yet. A loo, because every ship needs a loo. What does that say? Tie down. There's another gunner seat. Bunks. More bunks. More bunks. Radar, so these are all... That's food. Yeah, you can't get into that yet. So yeah. Actual crew seats. I don't actually know what these crew seats are. Can't interact with these, so you can interact with that one. That's a gunner seat. And then obviously down the bottom, there's another locked bulkhead here. As you can see, this that doesn't work yet. So that's basically the military thing. Military aspect of it, so that the ship can't get hijacked. I think that's a weapons case. Or weapons stowage, anyway. And then, yeah. Lovely. Nice big cockpit. Very roomy cockpit by all standards. So it's ships like this that kind of really emphasize just how much detail they're putting into each individual ship. I assume all these monitors will work eventually. Subsurface planetary monitors. But yeah, it's all these little things that really make how much time this game actually takes worthwhile. I'm pretty sure those are all weapon lockers. Oh, hang on. Deploy heavy machine gun. There we go. It does work. You just have to be standing in a janky spot. So yeah, guys can jump out there. They can bail out at the back. It's a very fancy ship. As far as troop carriers go, I've always really loved this ship. There is an alien troop carrier, which, as I said, I like because it's actually got door shielding. For where the people, when the doors open up, the doorway shields itself so people don't get carved up inside the ship. I don't know if they can shoot out of the shield though, I don't know if it works both ways. It's probably something I should have tested when I had one and loaned out. Little Terrapin. I was thinking of getting one of these. I don't think I will, but... Presenting the Anvil Aerospace U4A3 Terrapin. Scanning exploration ship. The Terrapin was developed near the end of the 28th century to serve as the first ship in the Empire's defensive restructuring of the Navy. The Terrapin's watchword is protection, with extensive shield systems and armor layers designed to provide maximum possible defense for pilot and crew. While it lacks the maneuverability of a dedicated fighter, it does maintain an advanced, hard-hitting array of weapons intended to keep the most fearsome Vandal raider at bay. This ship's basically just a little nugget. Little nugget ship. Support station. Beds. Oh, bed. Single bed. I don't know what that is. Toilet and shower. Of course. I'd say those would all be components. Yeah, they're all components. Nice, rounded cockpit. Nice and clean, so everything's just all around you. Actually, you can see out of this cockpit too. So all your monitors just sort of curve around you and sit in your lap. So like looking at this, as I said, these are cold weather pants, so they're puffy. But you can see why they're eventually going to change it so that you can't wear armor when you're sitting in a pilot's seat. It's just one of those things, it's just, you're not supposed to do it. I'm not actually sure what this support station is. Wow.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems
No idea.
online.
Probably scanning, I would say, because that's what this ship is kind of semi-used for, is scanning. Because, I mean, as soon as I jumped in that, I actually got rocks that are sitting outside that popped up on the screen, so... Yeah. Little Terrapin. The little nuggety brick. That pretty much rounds out Anvil, I think. I don't think there was anything else for Anvil, so I'll move on to today's grouping. I would love to check these maps, but none of the maps seem to have want to load it in for me. Well, I've only checked 2 side rooms. I can tell that those are the Hornets, those are the main ships. That's downstairs, that's where I am now. So, yeah, I'm all done. So, next up is RSI. Take one last final look at everything in here in the main hall.
This is a friendly reminder that the Tobin Expo Center is a shared space. Please be mindful of other guests during your visit so that we can all enjoy this day together.
The Carrack in all its glory. Does this map work? No, all the maps are fucked. Right. So that said, that was the Anvil section. So now, I'll hop back in the elevators and head over to look at the Roberts Space Industry section.
TV portrait series features pilots from around the universe, captured through the eye of famed portrait artist.
In the Apex Hall. Is this the Apex Hall? Where am I? I think that's still the character. Did that guy open the door on me? God damn it.
Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is
Take two. Alrighty. I see that RSI doesn't have the big hologram things.
They say that some things just don't go out of style. And the true classics never die.
Fancy.
Touring, exploration, combat, and now introducing long-haul freight. The all-new Roberts Space Industries Constellation Taurus. Still does it all.
So the Constellation is actually coined as one of the most iconic ships of Star Citizen.
Patience immeasurable.
I would actually say that is absolutely true.
It waits silently.
And we should see them all here. Yep, there they all are.
Ready to learn more about the manufacturers and ships on display?
Can I read this sign?
951 IAE immersive audio experience.
I can read this one.
Way to get more info about why adventurous pilots across the universe dare to fly.
So we have a couple of stuff downstairs, so I'll go downstairs first. I'll try. Because these constellations are all sort of mostly different on the inside, because they all do a different job, so... Looking through them all is something I will probably have to do. So there are their little Rover Buggies. So these are the little things that stick in the Harrick. And you just cart people around. I mean, they're one of the things you can stick in. The little tumbrel buggies you can obviously stick in there as well. I don't actually know what the difference is between the two. I think they might both be the same. They both say they're Ursa Rovers. I know there's two different types, but I don't actually know what the difference is between the two. I think one of them's just like a special one. Comes with better parts. Can I read that one? I can read that one. What the hell? Is there something else down the bottom here? Yes, the other side has the upcoming ships. Which is cool. Oh, there's nothing here. Okay. So we'll go in and we'll have a look at the upcoming ships, and then we'll get into the why we're really here. So no prizes for guessing where the where the concept of this came from. But apparently, not that you can really see it on these, those guns on the top, the novelty of this particular ship is supposedly that this gun on the top, which is manned by a second person, can actually swivel entirely to the underside of the ship. So instead of a pilot having to, you know, maneuver the ship upside down or right side up to follow a target for his gunner, the gunner can independently move the turret to the top or bottom side of the ship to track a target. So that's the novelty of that ship. How well that'll work in practice, I don't actually know. The big boy. This is the big ship killer. With big heck-off guns. There should be more big heck-off guns on the underside. Yeah, there we go. More big heck-off guns on the underside. When RSI set out to make the definitive modern statement in persuasive prevention, they looked into their own past to the historic gunships designated Perseus. Capable of shredding sub-capital class Goliaths, the mere presence of a Perseus gunship in a blockade or patrol squad is enough to make your most aggressive enemies think twice before engaging. Just like its vintage namesake. So basically this thing just has big frickin' guns. It's meant to shoot up. Punch above its weight. And the Polaris. The Polaris is a nimble Corvette-class capital ship that packs a powerful punch with full armament, turrets, and torpedoes. Intended for use as both naval patrol ship and, get out of the way, serve as flagship of militia operations. Polaris has the capability to perform search and rescue operations, light strike missions, and general security patrols. The Polaris includes the facilities to repair, rearm, and refuel a single fighter, light bomber, or support ship. The only downside to these holograms is that you can't really see the ship in whole, but that's another big ship. I don't actually know how many people you need to crew that. 20, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's only like 8. Anyway. Let's get started on these boys. I'll save the best for last. I think that's the best. Well, best is a loose term. And yes it is, it's the Phoenix. That's the yuppie version. So we'll start off with this. This is the Aquila, and this is the Explorer model. So obviously we've got a loading ramp down the bottom. Now these ships probably will be pretty dark because I can never get the lights on in these. So I'm just going to hope that this is it. So you'll notice that this one has a nice big wide open cockpit with lots of nice tasty glass. Components in here. There's a first aid cabinet. Avionics. I don't think you can actually touch any of this stuff yet. No, you can't. Bogs. And I think that's shower as well. I think it's bogs and shower. This actually has a table that comes up from the floor. I don't know what they are. Oh, they're just tiny lockers. Tiny little lockers, some bunkies. Into the cargo bay, where we have a random person. I think that's an NPC. I should have tried to trap him. So I think the lift thing's up the back. Oh no, there it is there. Airlock docking collars. And last but not least, if I can get through this door into the utter darkness, there's a little snub fighter in the back here that you can drop into. It's just attached to the back of this, the back of the ship. So most of them come with that little snub fighter. And I do apologize for it being overly dark. I don't know if those are missiles. That's interesting. I never noticed those missiles before. Then again, I don't own this ship, so I suppose I probably never would have never noticed them. I didn't think that the Aquila had the big missile racks on it that Andromeda does. Nice little airlock so you don't gas yourself when you try and get out of the ship. So that's the Andromeda. Sorry, that's the Aquila, which is an explorer vessel. So that's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's nothing too special. The fancy parts of this ship you never get to see anyway because it's all sensors and stuff. So there's the snub fighter at the back, just tucked underneath. And I'm pretty sure they have that working now, so you can actually detach it and reattach it in flight now. So next up, I don't know what that one is. It's either the Andromeda or the Taurus. Although I suppose since I've only got two options left, it would be. So this is the Andromeda. I actually own one of these. But this is the gunship version of it.
How you get there is how
I say it's a gunship, it actually just comes with a shitload of rockets. So the insides are all the same. This one actually has turrets, top and bottom. So it has two little ball turrets, one at the top and one at the bottom. Can you see it on that one? No, but that's where the turrets are anyway. Where that little, same on that one, where that little thing is there. So you sit in these chairs, they swivel around, stick you forward. And they give you a nice view of all these fucking A-frames. Again, the hidden table. Again, a couple of bunks, the lockers, the toilet glue so you can take a shower while you're taking a shit. So you can do the shit shower shave all at once. That is correct. Cargo bay, which I believe is supposed to be bigger than the Aquila, but I'm not actually sure if it is or isn't. More novelty missiles. Airlock again. Docking collar, I should say. And, of course, we run into the back, into the darkness, and we have the snub fighter. I don't actually know if I can get in this. Oh yeah, I can. Look at that.
Did you discover the craft of your
So yeah, little snub fighter that you can jump in, you pop out. Help defend the ship. Obviously the ship has loads of its own guns, but I suppose it's something else when a little tiny fighter that zips around decides it wants to come out and have a crack at you as well. I'm going to capture those NPCs. I have captured NPCs. You are mine now. Ah. I don't want to go in there with them. So, this vehicle bay, or cargo lift, can also carry vehicles. We have in our trials and testing actually fit 2 Jeeps in there and a couple of bikes. Except that was before the days where the cargo lifts actually worked properly, so if a vehicle wasn't absolutely centered on the lift, it used to bounce. So what ended up happening was one of the buggies we put in there ended up bouncing around in the cargo hold and breaking everything from the inside. So here's the Taurus. So this is the cargo one. I've never actually seen this ship. This is the first time I've seen this ship. I certainly hope this cargo lift is not indicative of anything. Sitting through the floor, although that's not really surprising, given that it's a brand new ship. That it's sitting just a little bit low, because if I look over there at the landing gear, and then you look here, you can very much notice that this ship is sitting just a wee bit low, which is going to be interesting for me to try and get in the thing, but I'll do my best. It's also worth noting that all those, where it says Mark IV, those are all VTOL thrusters. So the ship has a vertical takeoff mode, and all those open. So the ship can go up. So I can get in the ship, so this is a good start. So once again, cockpit's nothing too special. More or less the same as the Aquila. That is not supposed to actually be down yet. That's supposed to fold out after the fact, but that's okay. Same area here. Shitter and a shed. Oh, there's no shitter. Well, shit. Open the airlock and poke your bum out, because that's the best you're getting from this ship. Beds, as usual. The cargo bay. This cargo bay looks like way longer than the other one. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know what's up with it, but yeah, it looks longer to me. Without sitting the ship side by side, though, I probably couldn't tell you. I'd say it is, though, because it's supposed to be a cargo hauler. And there's no snub fighter at the back of this one, just another little whatever the hell this is. I don't actually know what this is back here. But this ship's supposed to be... I don't know if this area is actually shielded from scanning or not. More airlocks. Because some of the cargo ships in the game have shield scanner shielding? Yeah, that's the way I want to say it. So people can't detect what you're hauling unless they get inside. And last but not least of the Constellation series, in fact anything but least of the Constellation series. No, I don't want to rent it. If the white paintwork doesn't give it away before we even get into it. Oh, hi. I guess you're coming along with me. Oop. Maybe. So now this is where we will get a big change. So obviously we have the cockpit with fancier, much more plush seats. Look at those big plush seats. Those big puffy seats, probably with the bum warmers. We have guns, top and bottom again, which also oddly have plush seats. We have a shower but no shitter. It's a bit concerning. Our complimentary table and lockers. Plush beds. But, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this is where we separate it all. Because we don't have a cargo bay anymore. No, what do we have? We have aquariums. We have... I don't actually know what we have. I haven't really played around a lot with this. Little TV screens. I think this is exactly the same. Yep. Another nice little bed. Fancy plush lounges. Probably with butthole warmers. More fancy lounge chairs. Probably with more butt warmers. Look out at the frickin' missile racks. Complimentary bar. No food here, ladies and gentlemen. Only grog. Meeting desk. Big fish tank. And let's not forget. Let us not forget. What does that close? Oh, little thing there. How do I get into this? This is a spa. Except I can't get into the bastard. Well, it won't let me open it, but this is a spa. This opens up to be a spa. Which hopefully won't open while I'm sitting in here on top of it. I don't actually know what that is. It must be a component. I nearly fell in that. Anyway, that's an elevator down to the service lift because, you know. Not service, sorry. Down to the claustrophobic frickin' cargo bay. I just want to emphasize just how claustrophobic this cargo bay is, seeing as how I can't see anything. Smack my head on something. The whole roof. All see-through. I don't want to call it glass because I don't actually know. It's probably not glass. A nice big fancy plush bed. I'm really upset I can't get into that now. Why it broke. Too many people using the spa. More components. Another dark hallway. And another snub fighter, but this one is a fancier version. I think this one's a racing one. Actually, I don't think this snub fighter is actually. Anyway, all you have to do is look in and see that there's got fucking armrests. And you can tell that that's a much better quality snub fighter. So even the snub fighter gets a fancy overwork. Why you know open? So this is basically like the Rolls Royce of the Constellation series. We can sit here, look outside, enjoy a few bevies. Yes. Enjoy a few beverages, some champagne from the bar, yes. But ironically, I believe that this is like the cheapest of posh ships. It's still a nice little ship. Like, I actually think that this adds everything. You walk up here and that's the first thing you see. Well, mate, you're free. We're going. You and your flashy shirt. So, last but not least though, we do have all the starter ships. So there's the little snub fighter. Lots of little guns on it. Dun dun! Alrighty, let's go and have a look at the starter ships. Is the sign good? It's okay. It's better than some of the last ones. Oh, hello. It's not just the starter ships. We'll have a look at the important thing first. I don't actually know what that is. I don't recognize that ship. What is that? Oh, it's the Mantis. I've never seen a Mantis. Stop ships dead in their tracks with RSI's premier quantum enforcement ship. The Mantis features a tailor-made quantum enforcement device from Waytech, capable of ripping ships out of quantum with its quantum snare and preventing hasty escapes with its quantum dampener. So I suppose fans of Eve would probably consider this an interdiction ship. If you're watching and you've played Eve. One of a small handful of interdictors. I've never actually seen a Mantis, so this is pretty cool. I mean, I probably have, but I don't remember ever seeing one. Now I don't want to borrow it. How do I get up? Do I not get up? Hello? There we go. So obviously we have all the internal components which I can't touch yet because they're not implemented. That's a bed. This is a very fancy cockpit. Have a look at this. I don't want to touch the cockpit controls. Can I sit in that? Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't look like it. It's not gonna let me sit down. I can touch all the buttons, I just can't jump in the seat. Toilet with a bidet. Very important. So this is actually quite ordinary. I've never seen the inside of this ship. Yes. I didn't know what to expect, but I expected a little bit more than just a toilet. However, we have a toilet. It's very important. I actually expected to be able to get into the back of it, but have a look at the actual part of the ship that does not so nice things to other ships. But it doesn't look like I can. Nope. Oh well. I don't actually know if the ship folds out at all or not. It doesn't look like it does. Oh well. That was anticlimactic in its utmost. But I mean, it supposedly does its job pretty well, so I suppose I can't rag on it too much. So let's have a look at these starter ships. They come in several different flavors, as you'd imagine. So the CL, light freight, customized for mercantile and trading excursions. The Aura Clipper is the perfect vessel for the aspiring entrepreneurs and seasoned traders alike, swapping a smaller power plant and armor capabilities for an extended cargo hold. The Clipper ups the ante for personal merchant craft. I mean, that's a big call, that. I don't actually even know where the cargo space is in this. Now, one thing I do have to give this ship credit for is this. This is a bed. So, yeah, I absolutely do want to give the ship credit for actually just shoving a bed in there. Even if it looks like an MRI machine, it has a bed. As for where its cargo hold is, I wouldn't have a bloody clue. I think this is the quote-unquote cargo space. Like, it's all external. And what happens is as you shove cargo in, it just kind of sort of stuffs up in here. I believe. But without ever having owned this particular ship, I couldn't say. I have owned an Aurora, but I've never owned this particular Aurora. So I couldn't tell you where the cargo actually ends up. But I would say that is probably where it ends up. It just sort of sticks on the bottom. As if you'll notice, this one with its quote-unquote extended cargo bay, this one runs right to the end of the ship, whereas this one, you'll notice, just sort of comes sort of in line with the rear landing gear here. So I would say that is where the cargo goes. It just clips in on the bottom. Clips. So this one looks like, I don't know what this one is. The ES. The Aurora is the modern-day descendant of the Roberts Space Industries X-7 spacecraft, which tested the very first jump engines. Utilitarian to a T, the Aurora is the perfect beginner ship. What it lacks in style, it makes up for in ample room for upgrade modules. That much is supposedly pretty true. The Aurora is supposed to be exceptionally upgradable. I don't like the ship. I'll be dead honest. I hate the ship, but there's a lot of benefits to it over the Mustang, which is the other starter ship. That aside the whole upgrade thing, regardless of cargo space externally, you can actually use the inside. Like, you can put boxes on the inside here, which is something you can't do on the Mustang, because the Mustang is just a cockpit. It doesn't actually have anything internal. The Mustang also doesn't have a bed. I think that's the bog standard one. Like, that's as basic as it gets. That is the basic bitch model. What do we got over here? Pathfinder. Be proud of your roots with the brand new Aurora Deluxe. Built for the discerning pilot who never forgets where he or she came from, the LX features patent leather interior to guarantee comfort for those long stretches in the deep black. Are you serious? Is this like a fucking yuppie version? It's a bit hard to see the chair, isn't it? The bed looks the same. Oh, that's a squeeze. Yeah, I can't really tell. This is like a space go-kart. These have got leather seats. Look at that. Bloody hell. It's bloody good texture, that one, isn't it? So yeah, this one's just got the little cargo rack at the back here too, I would say this is. Pathfinders are usually supposed to have better sensors, but I'm very confused about this one with its leather seats. This one's left me very confused. What do we got here? The MR, the Light Fighter. Now this one is supposed to be really, really good, this Light Fighter version. Perhaps you're looking for something that offers carrying capability, carrying capacity, but has combat capabilities too. The Aurora Marquis comes with a pair of bearing quality lasers and a high quality gun cooler system. So yeah, lasers need to be cooled. So carrying capacity, squeeze. This one is supposed to be really good because you're supposed to be able to upgrade this one like really, really thoroughly. But it also comes with all the bells and whistles of the regular ship as well. You can shove a box, carryable box in here. You've got a bed. You've got a chair that you can't walk around because the cockpit's too damn tight. Can't even call it a cockpit, it's a cabin. So this one in particular is supposed to be really, really good. The MR. Now here's one with missiles on it. The LN, a more robust shield generator and a pair of additional weapon hardpoints. The Legionnaire is a dedicated combat fighter built to handle any obstacle the universe can throw at you. I mean, that's probably not particularly true, but... I mean, he gets points for trying, I suppose. It's got these extra guns underneath. I don't want to call them wings, because I don't actually even know what they are. Fins, I guess. So, same as the rest. Nice bed, space to put boxes. It appears to have storage space underneath the craft. So yeah, it's... that said, I wouldn't fly one of these things anyway. There's 3 different quote-unquote starter ships. There's these ones and the Mustangs. The Mustangs won't be out for a few days, because I'm pretty sure they are a few days off yet, their manufacturer. There's a slightly more expensive one, which is called the Titan. People call it the Space Penguin, because it's a black and white ship. It's, what are you doing? Yeah, you're gonna stop now that I'm looking at you, are you? Oh no. Maybe? I don't know what you're doing, Vito. Anyway, the Space Penguin, which I think is the best. I love it. The Avenger Titan. Actually, that'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have the Avenger Titan series. And I really, really love that ship. I don't own one at the moment because I upgraded it to something else, but I'll be buying one again at some point in time. I'll probably buy one with like in-game currency. You know, being a starter ship, they're only cheap, or cheapish by comparison of, you know, say this thing over here, which is obnoxiously expensive just because it's a bourgeois fucking floating thing. But that's it for today and yesterday. That's Anvil and that's RSI. So, nice big guns on that one.
Whether it's innovative specialty craft, reliable workhorses, or tried and true defenders, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is where spaceship enthusiasts come to take flight.
True enough, true enough. So I like showing off these things, the constellations. They're like, I think everybody who plays this game owns a constellation unless, you know, they're just bought in starter pack. But I think that everybody who's actually committed to buying this game or investing in the game, they own some flavor of constellation.
Shared space. Please be mindful of other guests during your visit so that we can all enjoy this day together.
I mean, especially now that they've actually introduced the Taurus, the cargo hauler. It wouldn't shock me if even more people start getting them. But there are more cargo ships out now too. The Taurus is late to the party, unfortunately. But that's them. That's RSI. RSI has a small fleet, unfortunately. So I hope that was nice. I don't really know what else to say about it. I would have liked to have been able to do like a video like I did yesterday, but unfortunately I didn't do an RSI video, so I don't really know. Well, it's not that I don't know, it's that I just outright couldn't. What do we want?
Hi, welcome to the store.
Hi. What sort of burrito do we want?
Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Please remember to stay
Cheddar
hydrated
ham,
while exploring the
tapila verde.
For your convenience,
Let's get cheddar ham.
tasty snacks are available for purchase in the
Yum, yum, yum. And I'll get a can, which none of the fucking textures have loaded. I'll get a can of whatever the hell this stuff is. Slorp.
Did you discover the craft of your dreams at this year's IAE? Then why not experience it firsthand with a test flight? Many of the vehicles on display at this year's IAE are
Damn it,
available
that wasn't
to
enough.
local
Give me the water. Give me the water. Slorp. Slorp.
Whether it's stepping into an unknown system or coasting the well-traveled routes of the home sector, how you get there is half the fun. Find your next craft of choice at the
Oh, you can't yeet them anymore. You used to be able to just yeet cans. I mean, I dropped that one. I don't know why I dropped that
Nice
one.
to see you again.
That's interesting. Unless I didn't drink it all. Maybe I didn't drink it all. It sounds like it's still got juice in it. I'll actually go over and have a quick look at these weapons over here, seeing as how I looked at the components, but I never looked at the weapons.
Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is where spaceship enthusiasts come to take flight.
So I think these are just the weapons that you mostly find on RSI ships. So the big and the bigger.
This is a friendly reminder that the Tobin Expo Center is a shared space. Please be mindful of other guests during your visit so that we can all enjoy this
Must
day
be Gatling
together.
cannon. Then there's this big boy. There's a big boy. The big boy. Absolutely not what you want shooting at you. I don't even know what these go on. I've never seen a ship with that size mount. That sort of mounts that type of weapon.
We'd like to invite everyone to join in and help keep our halls looking their best for every guest. Please be sure to keep track of all your belongings and deposit them
Selfie.
in the appropriate receptacles.
So
Thanks.
yeah, that's it for this stream, ladies and gents. That's all I got. I caught up on yesterday. I caught up on today, which is great. I haven't had any issues. My frames are a bit lower than they usually are when I'm playing, but I mean, with this game eating my CPU and with my streaming stuff, my streaming software also eating my CPU, that's something I can accept. So yeah, I hope that was nice. I mean, this is the first time I've actually done something like this, so this is this is all foreign to me. I've never really done a tour as such, so I hope it was okay. And yeah, I will be streaming every day for the next couple of days. Well, not the next couple of days, the next fucking 10 days, or the next week or something. Showcasing all of the ships that come out. So yeah, I hope you all look forward to that. If at some point Star Citizen does catch your fancy, check out the description of my YouTube streams for Star Citizen. It has my referral code in there. If you use my referral code during the month of November, I mean, it's all in the description, but you and I will get a free little cargo ship. It is a little cargo ship. You're not going to get anything, you're not going to get a constellation, but nevertheless, it's the little one-man cargo ship that could. It won the competition, the ship of the year this year, so against all odds, but I mean, it was a community thing. The community, for whatever reason, wanted it to get there, and we somehow managed to get it there to #1, so the little boy, it'll be funny on the final day of the expo when you see the winners, like the 4 winners. Because I believe they're all big ships. There's going to be 3 big ships and then this one little one-man cargo ship, so it's going to be really interesting. That aside, thank you for coming, ladies and gents. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, in the description, if you're interested in Star Citizen, there's details on how you can get that extra ship by using my referral code, because there are, even though it's easy for, if you're buying the game outright, like it's just a starter, obviously the cost of that will cover it, but, read the fine print, just so you're aware. And, yeah, I will see you all tomorrow.